Welcome to episode 7. Now for someone completely interesting. My next guest here, I've known since his second year of grade 1. Is that right?
Yeah, second year, Ben.
Okay.
Good catch.
They don't do that anymore. You can't fail kids anymore. It's
You should.
everybody wins.
You develop character, Ben.
All right. Now, I normally try to prepare a little bit of avenues of questions and everything like that with these shows, but this time I think that's not going to be a good idea because I'm pretty sure you're going to reroute us anyways. Now, all through elementary, high school, Aaron, you've been known as kind of a class clown, and it's no surprising that you ended up making an appearance on the TV show Dragon's Den, trying to pitch no vacancy signs for dumpsters.
Yes, Ben, I was.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that later, but Aaron Grosseth joining me here today, and let's set the scene a little bit here. This is the first episode I've recorded outside in the fresh air. We're at your parents' house, which is in the shape of an igloo.
It is the igloo, Ben, yeah. I hope we don't get rained on here.
I hope so either, because
set this up for half an hour.
I know, yeah. Anyways, one of the reasons I brought you on here is because I know your early 20s and stuff after college, you went and pursued a career in stand-up comedy. Let's start there. How do you get into something like that, or how do you decide that that's something you want to do for a living?
How do you get into that?
I don't know. You tell me.
You jump on the Greyhound.
Okay.
For, what was it, $350. Sold my golf clubs. And then you end up cleaning toilets and tables, and you meet people. And actually, I got to meet Aaron Berg at Planet Hollywood, and he's a comedian now in New York. He's established, and he actually set a record for most sets in a night here, actually. It was on Crave or some bullshit.
Right.
29 sets or some bollocks in one night in New York.
Why aren't you there?
Oh, persistence, man. Like, I don't know. Patience I wasn't blessed with.
So it's not... we all know the stories. You hear about the guys that do make it, and I mean, it seems like they hit stardom, they come out of nowhere, but really they don't.
No.
This is a grind if there ever was a grind in a career.
Well, and I think it's easier now with like YouTube and shit.
Right.
But we had flip phones, Benny, back then, bro. I had that walkie-talkie phone, you know.
What are some of your favorite stories or memories that came out of that? You were in Toronto for a big part of that.
Yeah. So I met him at Planet Hollywood. I was a busboy, and he actually took me out to my first set.
Okay.
That's how I did my first set.
How did it go?
You just go, I don't know, 5 minutes, you get a pint of beer, and what did I talked about being from Alberta, jumping on the Greyhound, you know, climbing oil tanks, just talked, right?
Right.
Because it's weird, like to just stand up in front of a room of people and your job's to make them laugh, right?
Did they laugh?
You get laughs.
Because I hear you hear so many times, especially early on, that people bomb.
Well, you'll bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everything you fucking say is good.
So how many years were you at it?
It was about, 2.5 years, 3 years I was actually doing shows. 2 years, yeah.
Did you ever make any money, or did you ever make any?
No, you work for pints. You spend more on the cab ride and the TTC to get there, buddy. That's out of pocket.
So what do you work for a pint, and then you got to go back and clean the glass after you're done with it?
Basically, you hop on the other side of the fucking bar. But yeah, you do it maybe once, twice a week, and you get to know people. And I had a buddy, Mac Lorenz, that hosted a show, and I was always welcome. You know, it's And then you open up for sketch comedy shows. You know, you get rooms, like 150 people, 200 people I've performed in front of.
Right.
And it's kind of a different audience because they're there to see sketch comedy.
Yeah.
And you're just some asshole pacing around smoking and yelling at strangers, man.
Kind of like what we were doing here as we were setting up.
But I do it on stage.
Right.
Yes. So I wanted to do it outside so I could smoke.
So at what point in this, because I obviously mentioned the whole Dragon's Den thing. A few people know about that. No, we've talked about it before. Obviously you really weren't trying to pitch the idea of putting these signs on dumpsters, but the idea was to just get your name and face on national television.
I was bored at work. I'm serious, man. I read an article in the paper that morning about this homeless guy that got killed when they were collecting the garbage. And I'm just like, I can prevent this from happening. and I grabbed a piece of cardboard and a Sharpie, and I wrote vacancy, no vacancy. Walked into my boss's office, and I said I need the afternoon off. And he's like, for what? And I'm like, for this. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because, Dave, sometimes you just gotta fuck with people, man. Like, I'm fucking bored, okay? I'm taking this sign and the afternoon off, and I'm going to fucking sell this.
It was not well received, though.
What do you mean?
Well, I watched the clip.
It's a game changer, Benny.
One guy walked out of the
Oh,
room.
yeah, him. La Senza.
And the other guy said it was about as worth as what was in the bin.
What, a life's not worth something, Benny?
Well,
Come on.
okay,
Come on, Benny. Little compassion.
I didn't say it. The guy said it. That other
Hey.
guy, I can't remember which one it was.
That was Jim, the BP's guy.
I actually looked it up. You can still look it up on the CBC archives.
Yeah.
It's there.
Only 9 seconds, but you're in there for probably, well, whatever, 3 minutes arguing.
Yeah.
And whatever, it's a stupid idea. But you don't say it's stupid when you're selling it.
I remember the one thing you said, if I ever see somebody hang a sign on a dumpster, I'm suing.
I'm going after him, Benny. That was my retirement fund.
Jeez. So 3 years in Toronto, come on, like something must have like
No.
some of the people that you've no.
Work, and then I go and hang out at libraries, Ben, and read.
This is supposed to be someone completely interesting. This sounds like someone completely boring. Come on.
Well, once in a while, hey, Benny, I used to go down to the park with my man purse. And in the man purse, we would have a travel package. You'd have your underwear, your toothbrush, a bag of mushrooms, an iced tea water bottle filled with Jack Daniels. Because it looks like iced tea, Ben. It
Right.
does. And cigarettes and doobies, and I just go hang out with homeless people for 2-3 days at a time.
Did you get material that way?
Hey, you just get stories. Like, why are you here? That's you'd ask them. Why
Yeah.
are you here? And some people are just absolutely like. There was a mental hospital right there too, right? So you get some
Jeez.
kickouts. But,
Right.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, the shit you hear, man. Like people are. Yeah.
Is that's where you would get like a lot of your material?
Well, that's
Part of it?
That was like ACO, right? The Aaron Corporation. Like,
Right.
Homeless advertising was a campaign of mine.
So you were looking out for your future clientele in a sense.
Protect your investment, Benny. You don't kill your, like, you know, I'm not a tobacco company. I'm not killing my clients.
No, you're saving them
I'm saving. I'm doing the opposite of big tobacco.
with a sign that you simply hang on a
That's
dumpster.
it, buddy.
I actually didn't know the part that you said you actually read a story where a homeless guy that fell
Well,
asleep
that's
in a
where it
dumpster.
came from. I was at work. And then bang, I'll prevent this from happening, buddy.
Wow.
Quick fix. That's a quick fix, Benny.
No kidding. So from now we're out here in this beautiful acreage there, the
Yeah.
Grosseth Estates.
Hog Wild Ranch.
You used to have wild hogs here.
Yeah, you bet.
Did you ever use any like growing up in Elk Point or near in this area? That well, you said your first set, you talked a little bit about that. How much did you draw from your growing up experience?
Well, you know, you live in the basement of an igloo on a wild boar farm, Benny, eh? I had my first job when I was 7 flipping burgers at biker bashes and auction sales, man. It's not exactly a routiner, eh? You know?
Well, yeah, no, I guess not. Hey, so I like what you did. I pulled up here. Like this is you give me directions. It's the first igloo on the left.
Yeah.
As you're heading east.
100%.
on Range Road. What is it? 44, 984.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. And I wasn't sure if I was at the right igloo when I pulled into the
Yeah,
yard. I even
yeah.
had to text you. But we gave me a little tour of the yard and pointing out like there's quite a collectible established here. I like when you pointed out the old ice cream trucks that you were going to load up with meatballs and take.
That went sideways, Ben.
Why meatballs?
Not my idea, Ben.
Whose idea was it?
I'm not mentioning fucking names here, Benny. Okay? Not my idea.
Are you implying maybe like some of your pursuance into comedy or your sense of humor maybe comes from
Oh, yeah.
your upbringing?
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, you got the sheriff and the hygienist and the igloo and the wild boars and yeah, guy did a lot of different shit growing up. We had potato farm at one point.
Yeah.
Had neighbors there.
When we saw the potato washer
Well, I
that's
showed you how
that's
we
stored in the
used to-
bush.
Yeah, you bet. That's for sale, Benny.
It hasn't. No, you told me nothing's for sale.
Hey,
here.
that one I'll sneak out the gate and load it up in your Jeep, buddy. Put her on the front lawn.
You went to school before you went into to comedy. You actually, you're not a bad golfer, actually.
We lose more golf balls than we used to.
Does that have to do with the getting aged, or maybe some of the indulgences?
Yeah, a guy gets arthritis, Ben.
Arthritis, glaucoma.
Yeah, she all acts up. Oh, allergies too, Ben.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
But it's all legal now, so that's
It
good.
doesn't matter.
You mentioned wild boars. There's no more wild boars now, but
No.
there's a few cattle.
Yeah.
You had a really interesting experience here. We talked about here, and you introduced me to a good pal of yours here.
I'll save a life. It doesn't matter what species, Ben.
Let's go back. How many weeks ago there in?
That was what, 5-6 weeks ago, right?
Beginning of April. Let's say there was
Monday morning washout.
That's right. A lot of people lost electricity. Didn't matter here because you guys heat the house completely with wood.
We got wood, buddy.
There you go. So that wasn't a concern. However, you noticed a cow sitting out in the field.
Yeah, a little calf.
Not a calf, a newborn.
Yeah.
Tell us about what happened there.
Well, Miles grabbed his stick. Like, I was scared.
You described it as a shepherd's stick.
Yeah, it's like 7 feet long with a hook. Okay? We're going to go fucking catch a cow. Whatever. He ends up chasing it into the field a good 700-800 yards. I got to pack him back.
Well, he tried to pack him back for you.
He tried, yeah. 7 feet he made her. Got tired. It's basically just an inconvenience. Now we have to transfer livestock then. Inconvenience. So anyways, I packed this thing back. And I've been bottle feeding him here 6 weeks ever since. He's my little buddy. Rodeo stock I'm raising.
You say he does laps and all.
Oh yeah, he dances
okay.
around for me. As soon as I can get crowds, I'm gonna get my stadium seating set up.
There's nothing neater than walking up to a calf and being able to pet him.
Yeah, but then you realize you're gonna eat him. Right?
I was gonna ask, what do you raise cattle for here? Is that
Pets?
I guess.
They're
Now.
Yeah, now we do for sure.
I said, yeah. In a couple weeks or a couple months, you're gonna have a 300-pound pet.
Yeah, you gotta watch out.
They're hard to clean up after too.
It'd be kind of cool in the house. Just like 700 pounds later, living room.
Did you name him?
Stormy.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
not because of Donald's girl there. Stormy Daniels.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The whore. Well, she is.
Your words, not mine.
Well, what's money's exchange, Ben?
I guess, yeah. I try to keep my political.
Well, that's a transaction, Ben.
But you being the guest, you can.
That's just a financial transaction, Ben.
You have carte blanche on this one. Have you ever thought of maybe going back into the comedy?
I don't know. You always think about it.
Why Toronto? Why did you go all the way across the country to pursue that?
Really, just to get away. You don't know anybody.
Yeah. Do you think it helped?
You're not afraid to bomb if you don't fucking know anybody.
That's true.
If you're in your own backyard, you'd probably get criticized, just like an athlete, whatever.
Right.
I'm not comparing, like, I'm not an athlete, man. I'm actually looking for my lighter. I don't know where it went.
No, but you could be a professional golfer. No.
No. Fuck no, Ben.
But a golf pro, you get paid to teach people how to golf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just a quick pause here. He's looking for a lighter. Because if he can't drink and smoke, he can't do a podcast.
Well, what the hell?
That's why we're outside.
I'm looking for sponsors here. Pilsner and Pall Mall Full, if you're out there. I wouldn't mind. It's expensive.
Let's get this career launched. You've had a lot of different jobs too, though.
Yes, Ben, I have.
What's your favorite one so far?
Oh, God. My favorite job. You're always working for somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like, even when you're on stage, you know, sometimes you'd yell at people.
Yeah.
And then you're at work. And sometimes I don't know, you're at work.
Or you get yelled at.
Or you get yelled at.
Especially if you're on stage, usually. Is
Yeah, hecklers were. I would get mad.
And you can get mad.
Well, you can.
Well, the next thing you know, then you're doing like Kramer from Seinfeld, and you're getting yourself.
Whoa, yeah, watch your wording, Benny.
What were some of the worst heckles, I guess, and how did you deal with them?
Okay, well, I told an Uncle Mike joke, or an Uncle Ray joke, sorry, and it was what do fat chicks and mopeds have in common? They're both fun to ride until your friends catch you on one, right, Ben? It's an uncle joke. So I would tell this joke on stage for my uncle. He's like, you're doing stand-up. I got a joke for you. You can tell on stage. I'm like, okay, I'll tell my uncle's joke on stage right now. And so anyways, this kid finished it. He's like, yeah, they're both fun to ride. And I'm like, oh, yeah, here we go, Johnny. I said, why don't you come sit on my lap? I shove my hand up your ass, and I work your mouth like a little doll, asshole. Shit like that. But you get mad.
Why would that get you mad out of anything?
I don't know, because I'm talking. You're not.
I guess.
I'm at work. Dad's working. Shut up. Let Dad work.
How many jokes did Uncle Mike supply you with?
One and done. That was a one and done.
Was that the only time you used it?
No, I would tell it just because whatever. It would eat some time once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that would get you mad. Like, of all the things
Well,
of
because
heckling.
whatever, you get mad. Even when I golfed. I was sponsored by Wilson one summer. I'd break 3 clubs a week. Just call the sales rep up.
Well, that's easier when you're sponsored.
I know. Donnie, Aaron here. What do I got to send you this week, Aaron?
Who did you look up to as someone you like emulated or wanted to in the world of comedy?
Well, George Carlin's the best, right? That's my god. Yeah. And he used to hitchhike for stories.
Okay.
Right?
Is that where you got the idea to go?
No, I found that out after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's ask a question. If you're going to talk all the time, you better have some ammunition, right? And if you can feed off and get stuff from other people, and not so much stealing, but
borrowing,
getting a different viewpoint on life, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Growing up in small town Alberta and in white collar, and
hey.
and then going and living with the
elite band in Toronto.
I was gonna say the downtrodden, possibly the
center of the universe, buddy.
It is, isn't it?
Oh my God!
Did you enjoy it there, or what? Like, does it?
Humidity's a word.
Yeah.
That's an actual word.
But does it have, like, when you're actually living and being in Toronto, the aura is that, yeah, Toronto, they think they're better than us?
I don't know, because I knew a lot of people that moved to the city.
Yeah.
And, from different countries and shit, like the Good Boys from Ireland.
Yeah.
They had a rock bar that got shut down due to COVID, right?
Okay.
10 years live music every night. COVID, shut down. We used to play pickup soccer games, and there was enough people from out of country, and then they'd play Canada. There'd be 6, 7 Canadians, and the rest of these Polacks and dirty Irishmen, and,
You
Spaniards.
Incorporated some of your soccer skills you learned from Elk Point Elementary recess.
Hey, buddy.
That's all we used to do.
They called me the Flying Hippie because everybody wore soccer shoes, and I'd run around on my bare feet. Couldn't afford soccer shoes, Ben. At $6.95 an hour I was making.
Some people were questioning whether you had shoes at all.
Hey. Get there early.
Did I hit a little close to the mark on that one?
Ben, come on, man. Guy hasn't always been well off.
No kidding. No kidding. We're going to have to do this again. So you had an idea, too. You think we should do a whole separate podcast where we...
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever done something like this. Well, it's been a while.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised. You see, you call me at 10 o'clock at night and I can't shut you up, and now I feel like I'm really having to coax some information out of you.
Pulling her out? Yeah, I don't know.
Or do we need a few more beers and maybe some? Well, I mean,
I wasn't sure really how it was going to go, anyways.
Hey, this is how it goes.
You know what I mean?
We can do this again too.
We got Oilers we could talk about.
Oh, let's yeah.
David gets a 5-pointer tonight and gets 100. How's that for a deal?
He only needs 4.
Well, why can't he get 5 then?
Well,
101.
There and then
shut him down until the playoffs.
3 games to pad the lead.
Shut him down to the playoffs.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Save him for later. It maybe. I don't know. I don't like that either, though, because they're going to have like a couple weeks before the playoffs start.
When does that start?
End of May.
Because when's the last COVID makeup game?
I don't know.
See, you should have done research, Ben.
I didn't know you wanted to talk Oilers here. I wore my
But
Oilers.
You wore your jersey. It's in my face.
I wore my Oilers hoodie like I'm a really expert fan here. Really, I'm just glad they're winning games.
Made the playoffs.
I know. Although the last game was the strategy was a little bit I don't know, give up 4 goals on 4 shots that it didn't pan out.
No faith in that guy, man.
Koskinen hasn't played bad all year. Well, he's played okay all
He's
year.
not good.
He's not good. He's played okay, but all of a sudden now he's at his worst game.
Peter Chiarelli's last gift to the Oilers.
Yeah.
$4.5 million
Yeah.
next year too, dude.
Oh, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. Aaron, you know what? I'm so happy you gave me the opportunity to.
Oh, that was good.
Hey, you know what? Come out here and
Next
see.
time we'll be a little, I don't know, we'll maybe write some shit out first.
No. You don't want to do it that way.
You don't want to do it that way.
No, I like it to be like raw and honest.
We need a research guy then.
Do you know anybody that would do that? Because I don't got
My
time.
mom has Google.
Oh, okay.
Pauline.
Okay, she's our research guru now.
Just sit in a chair and with Google. That's all you got to do. Figure it out.
She can write some jokes for us. Okay,
Go
now,
ahead.
You say your parents had a bit of a. I know your dad's got a bit of a sense of humor. Did you ever use any of that in your with your parents?
Yeah, you talk about how he wears a dress, right? It's a nightshirt, Aaron. No, that's a dress. That's clearly a fucking dress you're wearing. And
Okay.
sometimes a fur hat, Ben, with the dress. It's cold in here. I'm like, well, what heat, eh?
Is that what
100%.
is that what he wears in the man cave you showed me?
Hey, whatever. I
Bill-
don't go in there. Maybe nothing, Ben. I don't know.
It's
Hey,
when
you go in there next time and find out.
Not when he's in there.
Well, hey, that's how you find out, Ben.
All right. Hey, this has been great, and it's great catching up with old high school buddies too. So thank you again. My guest this week here, Aaron Grosseth. If you enjoyed this or any of the other episodes, don't forget to listen, like, and share. You can find us on your favorite podcast provider and social media by seeking Poulin Radio or Now for Someone Completely Interesting. And as always, Aaron Grosseth, completely interesting. Thanks so